before I get into my talk with you, first I'd like to point out my movie where we are headed and show you the target that we're shooting. Najee Muhammad. Where do you come from? In 1958, thereabout, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad left America and went to Mecca, Arabia. And he kissed the black stone in Mecca, Arabia. And he said, when he saw the black stone, he wanted to tell the Arabian people that it is a symbol of himself. But here, it's not the time to reveal that information. But he felt that he was kissing himself. From Mecca, Arabia, he went into Jeddah. Jeddah?
Yes, sir.
Okay, read what it says about Jeddah is still in Arabia.
In Jeddah, Arabia, we sat down at the garden. We had a meal, rather a dinner, out there in the garden at night, and the gardener had a lot of little small springs of water with little electric lights all around it, and they light up at night. It is one of the most beautiful sights you ever saw. I had one of these springs of water at the head of the table with another imam from Syria. I use that word another, which makes you think I'm an imam. I am not representing myself as an imam.
See, we me included, we misunderstood the messenger. He thought that he was teaching religion. We thought that he wanted us to be as the Orthodox Muslims are. We were in Christianity. And in Christianity, we believe in a spirit God. Elijah Muhammad was teaching the reality of God, and he's trying to make it clear to you there that I'm not an imam.
Yes, sir.
You know.
We sat there and we dined and we discussed the Holy Quran and the Bible's prophecy. There were about 18 or 20 of us. All of them were scholars, except 3 news reporters of the Arab paper. Now I want you to know this, my friend, that these people are prepared to redeem you today.
Where is he? In Arabia. And the people there are prepared, use the word prepared?
Yes, sir.
Are prepared to what?
Redeem you today.
What does redeem mean?
Get you back. Bring you back.
Accept us. Receive us. Restore us. You know.
They can take you into their country and not even know that you ever was there.
Arabia is that large that we could all go back there and they wouldn't even know that we were there.
The country is that large. There is plenty of Asia over there. And they all want to redeem you. They will sleep on the ground and give you their houses. Think over that. In Cairo, Egypt, I was offered a palace that is already built, and then they said to me, if you don't like this one, we will build you a new one. So,
as a young man, I thought that I would take that people that would happen. At about the age of around 7 or 8 years of age. My mother had me at a church. She went to church for a little while too. In church, either I read or I was told that Moses freed the slaves. And I wondered if God sent Moses down to free the slaves, why not? Or why didn't God send down Moses to free us? If he does not send Moses to free us, I will. Now, where did I get that thought? Who did I think it was? I don't know. But I knew that our conditions was wrong. Something was wrong on earth. I touched it. And my father would take me at the age of 3, walking on a sidewalk, plank sidewalk downtown Marlin, and we would have to get off the sidewalk and then a white man passed. I knew something was wrong with that act. It registered in my mind, and it still does. I knew that something was wrong, but I couldn't put my fingers on it. I did not know what was wrong. Up until I heard the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He said, the white man is the devil. Very clear.
yes, sir.
Yes, sir. COVID-19. Continue to eat 1 meal a day. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you eating 1 meal a day and the proper food will help you survive this COVID-19. Fortunately, we haven't had a person die, not yet, from this virus. There is political unrest in the devil's society.
Yes, sir.
And if you hear a little roughness, I should introduce to you Captain Wali Baha.
Yes, sir.
Captain Wali Baha was the messenger, when I say messenger, I mean the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Captain Wali Baha was his personal captain for 5 years, from 1970 until 1975. Wali Baha is my adopted brother, and I am his adopted brother. We came up in the nation of Islam together. He is a bad Asian. I wonder what would happen had we got into a fight. My thinking is that there would be no earth. He closed the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's eyes.
Yes, sir.
On his death. He tells me that he tried to close the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's mouth. Each time he would close the mouth, it would fall open again. At that time, there were probably 450,000 Muslims in the nation, a lost found nation of Islam. We have known each other for more than 60 years. On one occasion, a brother that was supposed to be dead appeared in court while he was on trial for murder. The person that was supposed to be dead sat up on the witness stand. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad had hired Jocko from New York. Jocko got him off. Another person I'd like to introduce here is Pastor Victoria. I have known Pastor Victoria for about 3 years. When I first met her, she said to me, I feel like prophecy is being fulfilled.
Yes, sir.
I want to say to you then, you're right. I have my time. I asked Pastor Victoria, she had told me that she sings. I told her that my heart and soul were a little disturbed. Would you sing me a song? And right away, with not in rambling around, or I don't know what song to sing, or what song do you want to hear, she just up and started singing. I felt her person then. Is there another person who, Nafisa? Is Nafisa here?
My wife. She's over
Is
there.
your wife? Yel Muhammad.
Baha.
Yel Baha. This is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's niece.
Yes, sir.
Has been married to Ali Baha for 46 years, 47 years.
All right.
They are here with us today. Is there another one that I do not know?
I didn't have them stand up.
My wife wants to stand up. Thank you. If there's someone else that I should be mindful of. I got you already. Now let me go on. Political unrest still is divided amongst its own people. Growing oversight with what that theology. It is absolutely, or it does not make sense for us to be seeking integration with our slave master. Instead of seeking unity amongst ourselves, there are I'll estimate at least 50 leaders right here in America. We need separation from America. Why don't you call all of us who say that we are leaders together, put us down in a room, leave us there for about 9 days, let us fight amongst ourselves to determine where we are going to go, what we are going to do.
Yes, sir.
I'm willing to do that. We have said to you years ago that it is time for you to take your place on the world stage. Afro-descendants are crying in the streets over the murder of innocent black people and begging for justice from their slave masters' children.
Right.
Afro-descendants continue to trust the white man and his government, thinking that the only way to receive justice is to get out and vote.
That's right. What they think.
We want equal justice from the white man. From this white government. Afro-descendants have the legal right to self-determination. Self-determination is an international term but it also applies to you. The talk that I'm trying to share with you is our path is from ethnocide to self-identity. Afro-descendants, we must separate from our open enemy and do for ourselves. We entered out in the United Nations I think as early as 1993. Could be earlier. 92. Out in Geneva, Switzerland. In Geneva, Switzerland, which takes about 16 hours to get there. This is where America has placed its government. Now, he has different houses, offshoot houses for United Nations activity. But there is Human Rights Department is located in Geneva, Switzerland. And we were concerned about our human rights. And that department is way out there in Geneva, Switzerland. My wife, under her professional name, Harriet Abubakar, PC, meaning that she is a bona fide, certified, registered nurse, lawyer, pardon me, and excuse me, she would be the first of us to go out there. Why did she go out there? I asked her to go out there and represent us. Out there in the legal arena internationally for human rights for black people in America. She found Dr. Clyde, Dr. Joseph Clyde. Who has passed away. He would be about maybe 83, between 83 and 84 now. I am 82. She found him, and he came to live with me at my home in Atlanta, Georgia. 82 years old is showing up. But we're going to go through it. Bear with me. Dr. Clyde was of the mind that, well, we should fight for human rights. And he had organized a NGO. NGO is a non-governmental organization which the United Nations will accept, the United Nations will hear. The United Nations, established by Woodrow Wilson, the President of America, housed all the bona fide nations. So when a nation has conflict, say Korea or India or Sweden, they go to the United Nations to get it resolved. The United Nations hears from nations and hears from NGOs. It doesn't hear from a person. That's the government of nations. And in that government, they hear or they have a department that is the Human Rights Department. That department, prior to getting to that department, we became a element or a we went on Dr. Clyde's ticket on the Islam, Dr. Clyde's organization. And in 1994 or 93, we submitted a paper to the United Nations asking for reparations. We would travel to the United Nations about 3 or 4 times a year. Terribly expensive to go there. I went out there probably in 1997. Now, I had been out there in the UN for about 5 years before I learned how to get into the UN. It takes that kind of time. Why did you go out there, Cyrus? I went out there for reparations. That was my quest. Because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad had said, go get your human rights. Go get, white man give us reparations. Not in those words. He said, take care of us. From 15 to 25 years. Let us go for some. In the UN, the individual can't speak. You have to go out there and represent an entity of some kind, either a nation or an NGO. Then a white lady, I don't have to. Say that she, the white lady, whom I did not know, say that I was floating along in a basket, and she decided to open up an NGO and save me.
Wow. So,
human rights have a definition. My wife, an attorney, said that I'm a human being and I already have my human rights. I said, no, you don't. Human rights have a definition. Two that human rights, to that human rights clause or human rights proposal or human rights writing, you have to be able to, everyone is entitled to speak his mother tongue or her mother tongue. Everyone has the human rights to their original religion, to their original culture. Have the human rights to speak their mother tongue with other members of the group who speak that same tongue. I said to the UN, we don't have those rights. Those rights were taken away from us during slavery. 400 years of slavery. Just because you're a human being, strike them. We needed to have our original tongue for the United Nations to look at us. We needed to have original culture for the United Nations to look at us. I said to the UN that we don't have those things. They were taken away from us because we were slaves. To speak their original tongue, lost the ability to speak their mother tongue with other members of that group who speak the same tongue. We lost our culture. We lost our religion. We were beat, ripped, boiled, hung, and beat out of saying, my name is Toby. My name is Kuta Kinte. No, your name is Toby. I say Toby. Kuta Kinte. Until he beat it out of him. Then he became Toby. That's a symbol of how we all were treated here. Books tell of us being brought into slavery. Being the first has absolutely no meaning or value at all if there are not others. being the first is valuable because there are millions of us, 250 million at least. That Jesus factor is only seen and felt when each of us take on the role of Jesus. I have seen, and you have seen, at least 5 persons stand up here and take on the role of Jesus. I'm not the only one. I am the first one, but the first don't mean diddly if there are not others. Books say, plural, S on the end.
Right.
There are many angels,
That's right.
many children
That's right.
arriving as saviors. Not just one. That one. I want to empower you with the statement. We are the Jesus that is prophesied. We are that person that Moses spoke of in his book. I'm giving birth to the entire Negro race. That does not mean just here. That means here and the Africa. As like we were the first who started immigration, or not started immigration, it'll come to you. I am just one. The Afro-descendant nation is us all. Make your declaration. Stand up and declare it. We have in us what it takes to make law for a government to guard against corruption and misunderstandings, mistreatment of individuals. What I'm attempting to share with you is what has been prophesied is today our history, or our past history, is what you are or what you have already done or did. Our past is from ethnocide. Ethnocide is an international term. It's not anything that you would already know. It is not taught in elementary schools, middle schools, high school, or even colleges. Ethnocide is an international term. It's a UN legal term. It means ethnocide, means the uprooting, the killing of the culture of a people. If you kill that culture, you know what culture is? If you kill that culture of a people, you have the person left with no mind. If you kill off his culture, kill off his speaking ability, you have killed that nation. Were we not killed off our culture when we were first brought into America?
Yes, sir.
That's ethnocide. Don't get ethnocide confused with ethnogenesis. Ethnocide is the killing of the culture. Ethnogenesis is the getting reacquainted with the culture that your foreparents had.
Rebirth.
Rebirth. It's rebirth. And when we were killed off, when our culture was killed off here in America, we developed another culture where we could talk among ourselves, and even that culture is being killed off by the white man, deliberately, purposefully. You don't know the enemy, your enemy, open enemy. When that culture is killed off, you then are in forced assimilation into the culture of the nation that killed off your culture. Are we not in forced assimilation today?
Yes, sir, we are.
Sure you are. Even some of your own kind are forcing you, asking you, demanding that you come out and vote.
That's right.
To be equal with the white man. How can you me. Because I now drive a Mercedes-Benz, because I now can put on this suit, because I have gone to college, I think that I am equal to the white man. The same white man that I was put off the sidewalk at 3 years old to let pass, he was already here, and now I have been here. I wonder what he has now. And the culture went up. It went up. So when it goes up that way for me, it goes up that way for him.
That's right.
Goes up that way for him again, goes up that way for me. Goes up that way for me, goes up that way for him. So it's both right. Today, Trump is a multi-billionaire or millionaire. And I have a billion. How come I don't have a billion?
That's right.
Can I get a billion? And can I get equal with Trump? Not only I cannot. There are some white people that cannot. So as you go up, the white man goes up. You cannot get even with him. So it's best that you go. You were turned loose in 1865. but there was nowhere for you to go. Abraham Lincoln said, well, let's keep them here as our underlings. And you are still underlings in America today. With the UN backing, you have the legal right to declare that I am a free citizen. I want my freedom. I want my original language. I want my original tongue. I want my original culture. And that's what Master Farad Muhammad from Mecca, Arabia, came here and taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad was teaching us that culture. And we took it and ran off with it as a religion when he was establishing a nation. And we did not know it. I think you got enough. I can at this point in time go over to national directors and where is she? I now need my black money. I wish to present my wife with a bouquet of roses.
Yes, sir.
Flowers.
Yes, sir.
Moses was our mother. This is Mother's Day in your culture. Now, if you care to, read why America celebrates Mother's Day. You would be surprised at how, you would just be surprised. That Mother's Day as compared to our Mother's Day in terms of influence. I want also to present my wife with 2 cards. One from me and one from the North Foundation from Capital Foundation. Now I am finished with her. Beep, beep. You are
listening audience and to my
Take a seat.
Muslim family, I greet you in the Arabic words of peace. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Oh, I get to get rid of this mask. I'm sorry I had to wait until I'm 80 years old to go break my leg and break my ankle. Now I'm hobbling around, but I am on the mend. And I guess I'll have to slow my roll. Aisha, no more zip lining, no more scuba diving. I'm going to have to start acting my age. No, we don't. With appreciation for all you do and gratitude for who you are, thank you from the Afro-descendant nation. And this is from my husband. You are my forever. When I think about forever, I think about how amazing our life is already and how many more incredible moments we're going to share. The places we'll see, the fun we'll have, and the dreams we'll make come true. When I think about forever, I think about all the things that make me love you and our life together so much. Silence. Well, we've been well taught today, so I'm not going to get into any teaching, but I would like to take this moment and let you know that I agree, and I want you to know I have a wonderful husband. And I want to also take this moment to thank all of my brothers and sisters in my Muslim family for a wonderful 80th birthday that you did. I enjoyed myself, and I've never had a birthday like that before. You know what you did. And I'm taking full advantage of it, and I'm going to do some of the suggestions. I was given a certain amount of gift money, and I was told by the believers to take it and give it to him. Take it and go shopping. So that's one of the things that I've done. I hooked up with my shopping buddy, Afisa, and she had a wheelchair that was her grandmother. And she wheeled me around, and we had a ball. We were looking at things, and what about this, and what about that? And take one of those, and I take one of those, and I take one of those. I've never had a birthday like that ever. So I want to thank all of you that made that possible. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Elijah Muhammad, Moses, he must have seen something in her also. Same thing that I saw, a lady, he must have seen it also. And further than that, if he had the eye to see God and to know him, how many eyes did he put on her at 15 years old? At 16 years old? He called her in. So I'm riding on her back. I'm not so great. She is the great one. She is the trained one of us. She is an attorney. She was in charge of Atlanta, Georgia's women's attorney. She was chief president over all of the women of Atlanta. Following her appointment as chief over the women in Atlanta, she became the president of G Quad A. Say it right? Yeah. G Quad A. G Quad A is a mixture of men and women of Georgia, the whole state of Georgia. She was their president also. And I have watched her over the years. 6 lawyers, 6 judges.
Power, persuasion.
I'm telling you who she is. I'm telling you why I'm here. Because she brought me to Elijah Muhammad. But for her, I may not have ever seen message of Elijah Muhammad, though I followed her. Now, are there any questions concerning anything that you have heard here today that you would like to ask us to? There are no questions?
Pretty much answered everything I meant.